Shalom, Israel. It's going down. It's that time again. Come join us at the 49th annual Passover.
Shalom, this is Captain Brock Desire of the I.S.U.P.K down here in Atlanta, Georgia, inviting you to the I.S.U.P.K's 49th annual Passover. You understand? Passover this year will be held on March 30th at the Roosevelt Ballroom. It's the 2nd Hudson Street, Yonkers, New York. We inviting all blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians to this year's Passover in the spirit of brotherhood. That's what the Passover is about. That's what the I.S.U.P.K is about. It's brotherhood. You understand? That, Shalom.
Come on March 30th at sundown. All Israel is invited for the 49th annual Feast of the Passover, brought to you by Commandant General Yahanna and the I.S.U.P.K. So you better not miss it. Shalom.
That being said, when you bring to people's attention that there is a difference between Negroes in America and Africans that are on the continent, not that there are not Israelites in Africa, because we are scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth. But mainly the Hamites that's talking about that they are Jews are following Jewish customs and they transfer into Judaism. They are not the real Jews. The niggas in your city. Sis, where you stay at in Miami? What's the name of your hood?
I'm in Brownsville. You could say Liberty City, but I'm in Brownsville.
Liberty City, Miami. What's the hood in Boynton and West Palm, Sylmore? What's the hood in West Palm and Boynton?
Cherry Hill.
Cherry Hill. Don't we got the brother from Orlando in here? You ain't gotta tell me that when I live there. Go ahead.
You got Cameron Boulevard out here in Palm Beach.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a million of them in every hood. If I start naming them in Jacksonville, the class will be over before I finish. So my point is, those are the people that the Lord loves. The niggas that you see every day that do not know anything about this law, statutes, and commandments, could care less about the Bible. We were the same way, and that's why we don't have a kingdom. That's why we don't have, you know what I'm saying? That's why we can't get out of the hell that we in every day. And those are the real Jews. All right, so I'm gonna go into that a little bit right now. We did go into, I think Officer Thawshad went into the black scriptures, right, where it described the vision Daniel saw, where he said he seen the Ancient of Days and he had woolly hair, and the angels in Ezekiel who were brown in color and different stuff like that. And Revelations 1 and 13. Everybody got those scriptures? If anybody does not, let me know, where it says the color of Christ, where he says one like unto the Son of Man, and his body was like the beryl, and everybody got that, right? Feet were the color of fine brass, as if it burned in the front. Everybody got all that, right? All right, so I'm not going to go over that again. Anybody don't have that, they can hit me for, or any officer in your zone, whoever the officer is closest to you, and get it. If you can't get in touch with them, just call me. Somebody give me Ham. Go ahead.
I was going to pull a preset.
All right, just hold tight. Hold tight, soldier. Let me teach the class, all right? Give me Exodus 11 and 7 real quick, and then we'll get to Ham.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Exodus 11 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that you may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
Okay. So this is one of a scripture where the Most High is saying that he put a difference between the Egyptians who are real Africans and the children of Israel who was in Egypt. Right? Right now, Salakia. Right now, it's a lot of brothers that's called themselves African American. And every time we go out to camp, I ask somebody to pull a map and show me where Africa America is. All right, it's 52 countries in Africa. They say that we come from them. Tell us where we come from. We had Captain Katazar pull out where they was talking about I think it's called the back door or something like that into Africa, where the Africans were saying how I think it was Obama was saying how him and Michelle did not share the same past because his people were not slaves, right? He's an African, right? I brought out in the Kingdom of Heaven is Black Supremacy lecture the difference where they showed on what was the name of that PBS special? Many Rivers to Cross, the Africans who was talking about gladly that the people, they would go and grab certain tribes that did not speak like them, did not believe the same thing as them, and sell them to the white man. And the people who did it, they glorified them as great, mighty, powerful men. And these was the Africans that ran the slave trade. All right. So these people know that there's a difference. We always ask during civil rights, the 60s, all of these times, black people still ain't got water up in Flint. No African has ever came to your rescue and said that he wanted to help you out. But yet and still, we are those people. Somebody give me Ham. Go ahead.
Ham. The Zion Bible Dictionary, page 13. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races.
That's us, right? I knew we was African. Y'all niggas in the I.S.U.P.K. don't know what y'all talking about. Go ahead.
Not the Negroes.
Not the Negroes. Why does it say not the Negroes? Okay, if not the Negroes, who was it? Go ahead and read.
But the Egyptians.
The Egyptians. They in the Bible.
Ethiopians.
They in the Bible. Go ahead.
Ethiopians.
Go ahead.
Libyans.
Go ahead. Canaanites. It's 18 nations in the Bible. It's broken nations, right? Israel is one of them. And you have, and if you go, give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6. This ain't in the breakdown. I just like to go here randomly. Just like to randomly go here. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. Oh, sorry. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face.
Scholars in this class that don't have no questions. Somebody tell me what holy means. Kadash, what does that mean? Go ahead. What?
Only means to be separate.
Separate, or I'm looking for separate is good, but what? Go ahead.
Separate or set apart.
Set apart, separated to the Most High. You are a different nation than the other 17 nations that are in the Bible. And he did that on purpose. Did he do it because you were such a good people? Because you did something great and amazing? Because you deserved it? Did he choose you because of all that? Read the next verse.
The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people. For you were the fewest of all people.
See that? There's nothing you did that chose by the Most High. You just happened to fall in that line. Get a Most High some praise for your daddy being an Israelite. How about that? The one you probably never met. The one your mama told you wasn't nothing. So thank the Most High for your daddy who you probably didn't know because you're an Israelite. So now we got Ham, right? Ham was the progenitor, but not the Negroes. It's the reason he separated it. Now, you might talk to some people who say they separated it because they didn't want to give the Negroes no shine, but why would they by putting them to Ham anyway? All right? The reason we're not a part of Ham is because we are a part of Shem. Somebody give me Genesis 42, Genesis chapter 42 and verse 7. Now, keep in mind, I don't know where we going. I got a bunch of scripts wrote down. But the whole purpose is this is black history. This is proving that the people in the Bible were black and they were not African. So we started out with the definition of Ham. We also got that the Most High has put a difference between you and the African. All right? Somebody got that? Verse 7. Go ahead when you got it.
One more time. Chapter what? Verse 7?
Genesis chapter 42, verse 7. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 42, verse 7. And Joseph saw his brothers, and he knew them, or made himself strange unto them, and spake roughly, and said unto them, Whence come ye? And they said, From the land of Canaan to buy food. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew not him. And Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them, and said unto them, Ye are spies to see the nakedness of the land ye are come.
What verse are you at?
Verse 9, sir.
You said verse 9?
Con.
All right. And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them, but made himself strange unto them, and spake roughly unto them. Anybody know what's going on?
Con, sir.
Go ahead.
Look, this is after he was sold to the Egyptians, and his brothers are seeing him, and he's basically telling them that like he's basically calling them like strangers to this land. They're like trying to be. They want to be a part of that land or whatever, but they're strangers to it.
Okay, this is a story. Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers, right? They were jealous of him, sold him into slavery to the Egyptians, and he went and became great in Egypt. Okay, so now he sees his brothers. He know who they are, right? They know who he is? No. Read verse 8. It says in verse 8, and Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew him not. Now, the purpose of bringing this out, Joseph is in the land of Egypt. Where is Egypt located? Go ahead.
In the land of Ham?
In the land of Ham. It said he's the progenitor of the dark races. He's in Egypt, which is in Africa, right? And who do they think Joseph is? Go ahead.
You think that he's an Egyptian also?
They think that he's an African, which tells you it's not that he looks like an African, it's that they're the same color. A lot of people think that we dislike the white man because of his white skin, or we dislike other nations because of what they look like. That is not the case. They are heathens that do not care about us. They are different people. Remember, the Lord said he made a difference between the children of Israel and the Egyptians, even though they all are the dark races. All right. So my point in bringing this out is that his brothers thought that he was an Egyptian because he was the same color as the Egyptians. All right. Go ahead and give me Genesis 50 and 7. We're going to have to run through it a little bit. Anybody got any questions, just make sure you ask them. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 50, verse 7. And Joseph went to bury his father, and with him went up all the servants of Pharaoh, the elders of his house, and all the elders of the land of Egypt.
All right. So majority of the Bible takes place, a lot of the Bible takes place in Egypt and Rome, right? Most of the people that we know, Moses, Joseph, on and on and on, Aaron, all of these people, they came out of Egypt. They were in Egypt, and most were mistaken as Egyptians, all the way down to Christ having to go back there to hide, to Paul, and all of that. So we're going to bring out a little bit of that. All right. Give me Exodus chapter 2 and verse 11. Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 2, verse 11. And it came to pass in those days, as Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren and looked on their burdens. And he spied an Egyptian smiting a Hebrew, one of his brethren.
All right. Moses was raised in the house of Pharaoh. He had an opportunity to be great in the kingdom of the Egyptians. Why did Moses not do that? Go ahead.
Because he knew that, what was the question again? I'm sorry. Just want to make sure.
Moses was raised in the house of Pharaoh and had an opportunity to be great in the nation of Egypt. Why did Moses not take that opportunity?
Because he knew that he was different from them, and that he knew who his people were, and he saw that they were suffering, and he didn't, he wanted to help them.
That's a great answer. That's exactly why. Because Moses felt for his people. He cared about his nation. Every single one of y'all have an opportunity to be great in Egypt today. All you got to do is put a dress on. All you got to do is pull a Charlemagne, pull a Steve Harvey. Speak negatively about your people. Love the white man and you will be great in Egypt. Right? Well, Moses turned that down because he felt the affliction of his people. He loved his people more than he loved that position he would have got in Egypt. Go ahead, sis.
Nothing. Never mind.
All right. Exodus 2 and 11. And it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown that he went out unto his brethren. Who is his brethren? The children of Israel. And looked on their burdens and spied an Egyptian smiting a Hebrew, one of his brethren. Who is your brethren? Hebrews. Israelites, right? And he looked this way and that way, and when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. All right? Let me get 2 and 16. Go down to verse 16. Go ahead.
Exodus 2 and 16.
Oh yeah, Shalon. I think one of the other brothers had it. I thought you had a question. Go ahead and read. Who is that, Rob? Go ahead.
Verse 16. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the trough to water with father's flock, to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away. But Moses stood up in the hills and watered their flock. And when they came to Raul, comes Usaki. And when they came to Raul, their father, he said, how is it that ye are come so soon today? And they said, an Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherd, and also drew water enough for us, and watered the flock.
All right. So Moses actually helped out some Midianites. And the bottom line to this is because he was in Egypt and he was dark skinned, they thought that Moses was actually Egyptian. What I'm trying to do here is tell you how black people got caught up thinking that they're African, because we the same color from them, and that's where they picked us up at. Well, some of us during this transatlantic slave trade.
Exodus 4, verse 6. And the Lord said furthermore unto him, put now thy hand into thy bosom.
Okay.
And he put his hand.
This is the Most High. He's about to perform a miracle, right? A miracle in order for Moses to believe that he is the Most High. So he says, put forth thy hand into your bosom. Go ahead and read.
And put his hand into his bosom. And when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow.
When he took his hand out of his bosom, ta-da, it was white as snow. Okay? If this is a miracle, then what color did his hand have to be for it to be a miracle when he pulled it out to be leprous or white as snow? Not everybody at once. Go ahead.
It was definitely not white.
It was definitely not like snow. It was dark. So he put his hand in, he pulls it out. This is the miracle. His hand was leprous as snow. Keep reading.
And he said, put thy hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again and plucked it out of his bosom. And behold, it was turned again as his other flesh.
All right. So when it was white, it was by itself white. When he pulled it out again, it was the same color as his other flesh. What color did his other flesh have to be? It's the same answer, not white. All right. All right. So this is one that you can pull that's very easy to understand. Moses was from the tribe of Levi. He was a Jew. He was mistaken as an Egyptian by the Midianites. He was raised as Pharaoh's own, and they looked at him as an Egyptian. Joseph, no different. He was thought to be an Egyptian. All through the scriptures, you'll find that Israelites were mistaken as Africans, but there was a difference. All right. Back to what the sister asked about who was there before 1948, who was in the land. And I said that a lot of the Jews escaped into Africa because it's harder to find dark-skinned people amongst dark-skinned people. If they was white or light-skinned people, why in the hell would they run to Africa if they were looking to get away from people? Go ahead.
Chapter 21, verse 37. And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, May I speak unto thee? Who said, Canst thou speak Greek?
Go ahead.
Are not thou that Egyptian which before these days made us an uproar and led out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers?
Did he say what now? Read that again.
Are not thou that Egyptian which before these days made us an uproar?
All right. In Matthew chapter 1, it goes all the way from Abraham was 14 generations until King David, and then it's 14 generations until the carrying away into Babylon. Then it's 14 generations all the way down to Joseph and Christ. All right, so these were Israelites by blood, and they were black people. Otherwise, why would the angel of the Lord come tell him to take the child into a nation full of dark-skinned people in order to hide them? My point is, Israelites have always been mistaken as Africans, and till this day, we still dressing up like Africans and dashikis and pretending like we from the great country of Zamunda to go and see the Black Panther movie because we do not know our identity.
Shalom, Israel. It's going down. It's that time again. Come join us at the 49th annual Passover.
Shalom, this is Captain Roxazar of the I.S.U.P.K down here in Atlanta, Georgia, inviting you to the I.S.U.P.K's 49th annual Passover. You understand? Passover this year will be held on March 30th at the Roosevelt Ballroom. It's the 2nd Hudson Street, Yonkers, New York. We inviting all blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians to this year's Passover in the spirit of brotherhood. That's what the Passover is about. That's what the I.S.U.P.K is about. It's brotherhood. You understand? Me personally, I'm going to be bringing all of Atlanta, Georgia. Captain Malakwa will be bringing out Chicago. Captain Gaddaha will be bringing out all of California. You understand? We're going to get it in. We're going to get it in the spirit of brotherhood. And in the spirit of brotherhood, you understand? You can't fit the bill. You understand? Passover is $200 per person, per family. If you cannot fit that bill, Commander GEN.YAHANNA will pay it for you. If you need help with transportation, Commander GEN.YAHANNA will pay that for you. You understand? Just contact your nearest camp leader or your captain in your city. You understand? Like I said, I got Officer Yamiyah here with me. I got Officer Tazahad, Officer Abaria. You understand? And we're going to be bringing all of Atlanta, all of Georgia to this year's Passover.
Come join us March 30th at sundown. All Israel is invited for the 49th annual Feast of the Passover, brought to you by Commander General Yahanna and the I.S.U.P.K. So you better not miss it. Shalom.